counter arguments, blind spots, or risks. Okay, go ahead and press enter. And then ChatGPT should confirm that it does this. And then ChatGPT will say, understood, here's exactly how I will respond. This prompt essentially programs ChatGPT to challenge your thinking, which I found to be much more helpful than ChatGPT just agreeing with everything I'm saying. Because in many cases, I don't even know what the right questions to ask are. And so I find this paradigm of working and collaborating with AI much more powerful than what 99% of people do, which is type.
This is gonna, if you've never been here, you're gonna be in a treat for something really special. Here we go. That's where we're going. So, we will be seated right here on the morning of July 9th at around 11 o'clock, because at around 12:30, we're taking the TGV to Fréjus, July 9th, okay? And so this is where the trip begins. Alright, let's give that a boom, baby. A special shout out to Sabrina Romanov. Come on, let's give it up. Yeah. Okay, so what you just saw was the power of Sabrina's sparring partner method. So what she proposes is that you go into Chat GPT, all right? And so right here, right, you've got the different GPTs that you can create and different projects that you can create. And the awesome thing that is happening with this method that Sabrina came up with is it trains you on you, right? LLM stands for large language model, but in my case, LLM stands for Liam language model. And in Sabrina's case, it would be, SLM. Or a GPT stands for Generative Pre-Trained Transformer.
So it would be idea is a generative. I gotta get me out of my ear here. I'm in trouble talking. Um, Generative human trained model. So what's happening is not in the GPT up here, but in here it remembers everything that you say. And with Sabrina's method, what you do is you talk to it. You say, I want you to know everything about me. And so the chat GPT talks to you and remembers everything about you. And so I'm telling it, look, man, I want to talk about this certain subject today. And it says, I want to talk about AI, how AI, instead of hallucinating with all the information that there's in the world, and it's getting as powerful it gets confused and it hallucinates and just says, okay, I'm creating something. Does that sound good? Instead of doing that, it's taking all of your information. And I was talking to ChatGPT before I made this broadcast, and I was just like, look, all right, we're going to create something on Sabrina's sparring partner thing, and I want to make the connection between the large language model and the human language model. And it said, and so I said, give me some ideas, right? And so my point is, I want to show you that it remembers, okay? Because it says, all right, well, it looks like, where am I? I'm right there. Okay, it says, I want to say AI, this is an idea that it proposed to me. AI revealed the version of me I was always building toward, because I'm asking it for headlines that I can use. And it says, this is a killer headline because you've been a painter, a film, like, what's life? I've been a puppet, a power, a pawn and a king. It says you've been a painter, a filmmaker, a storyteller, a technologist, a philosopher, a broadcaster, a Parisian, a Chicago, and a cultural translator, a father, a renovator, a historian, an aesthetic theorist. And AI didn't create any of this. It reconnected the dots. Angle. AI turned scattered brilliance into coherent identity. All right, I think we can give a yay. Why not, right? And even a boom, sure, let's do it. So, what AI in the sparring partner method now, I talk to it. Within Sabrina's recommendations and what she's proposing is you tell the sparring partner in the project, hey man, don't spar yet. I want you to learn everything there is to learn about me. And I spent an hour and a half answering questions, and it was good. It felt good to everybody likes to talk about themselves. So I wasn't in a cafe and I was just talking to it. And that's the other thing too, is you talk to it, man. You just press this. Hey, ChatGPT, you're live. I wonder if it's gonna catch that. And so I'm showing you off here live on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. What do you think? So I'm gonna go like this. And so let's see if it right. ChatGPT, you're live. I wonder if it's gonna catch. See, it took the flash. It didn't catch those words. Caught the laughs. And so I'm showing you off here, LinkedIn, right? So this is the game changer. And so I don't wanna. So this is the game changer, that you're able to talk to it instead of typing away like a maniac. And what I just feel naked unless I can hear music. I'm too loud. Yeah. And so within my cellular structure is this part of me. Let's see if I can turn it down. Who knows French traveling, because my daughter lives in the south of France. So I've been here like a million times, Le Trembleu. And I understand this idea of the corridor and the journey through we don't know as humans, we don't know as Americans, the human experience that you get riding a train as opposed to flying a plane. Yes, the train is longer, but it's so much more enjoyable and relaxed. You're not gonna fall out of the sky. There's no way you can lose your luggage, and nobody asks you stupid questions like, are you carrying any liquids? Well, my bladder's full. Does that count? You know, did you pack your bag yourself? Who wants that security theater, taking off your belt, walking around with no shoes? No, but we're sick of the security theater, and we're not getting any of that on the the French rail. And it's not something I invented. All right, this is been here since 1901, and on the ceilings are all the places you could visit in this train ride from Gare de Lyon, Côte d'Azur, Lyon, Marseille, the French Riviera. All right, that's what's painted before TV, so you would eat and you would look at the new places that you were going to go before, highways were built, before air travel. So this was the corridor. This was the corridor that started, the trip started at this meal. It didn't start at the hotel. All right? And so I know this at a cellular level because I spent, close to 10 years going from Paris to the south of France and back, and I'm about to continue those journeys again. I had to spend some time in Chicago to do some housekeeping. Now it's time to get on that groove again, and I love traveling the train. I get I get this video. Oh, okay. It's an emotional thing that ChatGPT pulled out, and this is what I want to show you really quick, and then we'll end the broadcast. So I wanted to create a presentation, and so I was creating a presentation in the regular ChatGPT, and it like just did what I wanted to say. And then when I got into the Sparring Partner Sabrina Romanoff chat GPT Sparring Partner, it said, whoa, dude, what are you doing? Don't spill the beans. Don't give them every, thing that you know. Just make a teaser. All right, make a teaser on what it is. And so we created a 6-panel teaser, and then I ChatGPT helped me create the teaser based on my reality and how I wanted it to look. So it had all this information about my history with my daughter traveling the south of France, and it created, it asked me, do you want it to be like cyber, techno, corporate, warm, this and that? And, and so we came to a set of prompt terms, and then the tool, the chat GPT, as they say en français. Oops, I just screwed everything up here. Okay, let me get my screen blank. Let me get everybody back. Oh, sorry, technical difficulties. Let me get my screen going again. Okay, there we go. So where were we? All right. We're here. So, like I was saying, boom. So we created each one of these images ChatGPT created, and so what I wanted to say is, hey man, the movie stars were at the Le Tremblay, right? All the great movie stars that wanted to go to the south of France during the golden age of cinema, they didn't go there by car or by plane. They went there by train. So I said, I want something like Humphrey Bogart, Lauren Bacall, sweet, they're not exchanging saliva, something sweet, something nice, and so there was a couple of different versions. I was thought this one, so the words could be here. I think I used this one in the presentation. So the presentation, this is the first slide. The next slide is this, right? And so there's this dude like sort of realizing this the profit potential if a hospitality brand can start to own the corridor, own this travel, own the travel experience as opposed to the destination. All right, because nobody takes a photo of them at check-in in the hotel or the check-in of the airport at the airport. They take the selfie in the cabin of the plane, in the bar car, the TGV. They take the selfie in the driverless car, right? The travel experience is where the attention is, and we see that just in social media feeds. So this is the next slide of the presentation. Here's the other slide, like the realization turned into action. Like, okay, so let's document, let's look for the cinematic touch points in the narrative arc of the journey from Paris to Lyon, Paris to, right, the corridor. And then you arrive, right? All right. You got a place to land. And this is the point of the whole argument that I'm making. You're going centre-ville to centre-ville. When you travel by plane, you lose that day. When you travel by plane, it's so freaking exhausting, being processed like a human piece of transportation meat, taking off your shoes and your belt, being patted down, and all of the security theater. Nobody likes that. No, it's like, oh, I'm doing something for the safety of the passengers. We're all done with that. COVID destroyed all of that moral virtue, you know, as far as community responsibility is concerned. So we're done. We just want something that's catered to what is important to us, you know, and the human experience. And, you know, not being predetermined that you might be sick or you might be a terrorist. There's none of that when you travel on the train, because you know you're not cooped up in this thing where the air outside is different from the air inside. You know, you're in a train where it stops, and then you can get out and maybe have a smoke, or you know, get out, have some fresh air if you want, or come back in, walk around, go to the bar car. So now you've landed, right? Now you're at your hotel. And you're in centre-ville. You're in the center of the destination. You're not 50 miles out in the cornfields where the airport is, where it's going to take you an hour and a half to get in traffic. You're going to spend a half hour waiting for your bags, and then who knows if your bags get lost. No, you walk out of the train, and you're in the center of the city. All the culture that you paid to travel for is right there the instant you get off the train. That's the thing that, you know, and so the train travel in the United States is just, there's no high-speed rail. There's no sense of magic. It's all clunky and it's not. Another trains come by, it goes. We don't get that in the United States. All right? And then this is the part of the presentation which is like reflecting on this journey and this narrative arc and how it's cinematic in nature, not just the stay at the hotel, but the entire journey with the train and the rhythm of train travel and the relaxed sort of calm. Because today, you know, opulence luxury is not opulence. Luxury is emotional clarity, emotional, you know, stability. Nothing's going wrong. You got your eyeballs on your bag, right? You're looking at your bag every time you go to the the get a cup of coffee on the train. You know, you don't get to see your bag on the plane. It's either like hidden up above or who knows where it is, lost on the tarmac somewhere. So emotional stability, continuously calm emotional state, that's luxury, all right, not opulence. And so this is sort of a reflection of this idea, this, it's not just an idea now, but now it's being planned out. All right, let's turn this into something that we can, where we can create value for the guest or the traveler, and let's turn this into something concrete. While documenting it, right? And then so this is the idea of bringing those ideas to people in the hospitality industry, to people in the mobility industry, right? Maybe there's a way for venture partnerships, cross culture, cross sector partnerships that could empower both sectors, right? And then this is like this is how it used to look every morning. I used to like to go take the first TGV Montparnasse, Wheat Mill 50 ans, 50 ans, Wheat Mill 50 ans. 8501 was the train. It would come into the first 1B. It would always be at the same gate. And so I would love to take the first metro early in the morning, right? Pack my bags the night before, just get up, crank it out, get to the metro. Metro takes you, boom, right to the, like I would get up at maybe 5 to get there to get at the metro at 5:30, and so the train would leave at like 6:40. So it took like 40 minutes to get there, walk. So it's not like this 3-hour, airport. Get there to check your bags in security theater, and like none of that. And so as you go in the metro, and then there's the connection to the actual station itself. There's a motorized, walkway. So you step on this giant conveyor belt, and it takes you along. And as soon as you see that motorized walkway, there's this lovely smell of coffee and buttered croissants. It's like, it was always so comforting, and it gave me this anticipatory feel, like I'm going to see my little girl tomorrow. All right, everything is going, everything is on. Got my tickets, got everything, let's go. And so this moment captures the reflection, and then I just took everything and I put it into CapCut, and I used ChatGPT to say, okay, so now it remembers what I want, and I said, I want to animate this in CapCut. He goes, and I was like, okay, well, here's the prompt you use. And it gave me this awesome prompt. It says, no funny business. I should find the prompt. It's like, don't be goofy, no funny business, lots of smooth motion, and this is the tone, this is the feeling. Keep it smooth, keep it cool, keep it introspective. It had this really cool prompt, but it knew what I want. I didn't have to prompt the prompt. You understand what I'm saying? It was trained on me. It was trained on me. The model was trained on me, and that's the method that's so powerful that Sabrina, right?
Type a very simple prompt, take the answer from ChatGPT, its surface value, and not really dig in further. So let me show you exactly how this works. So let's say you go to ChatGPT now with an idea like, I want to start a social media scheduling app. The old ChatGPT would glaze you. It would say, great idea. Here's a launch plan and a marketing plan, which is nice. I mean, it's surface level, but it's not very deep. So now let's press enter and see what ChatGPT says instead. Now that we've activated our AI sparring partner, you can see that it's raising questions that will actually challenge you. Like very legitimate questions, like why would someone switch from tools like Buffer that they already trust for scheduling when those tools are mature and deeply integrated? That's a very fair question.
Yes, bravo, Sabrina. That is a very fair question. So, well, everybody, oh my God, I'm so sick of hearing how everything is gonna destroy the world, right? The cow farts, the plastic bags, before it was Y2K, remember Y2K? The world was gonna end. And then back in the days of medieval Christianity, oh, the apocalypse, right? The world's always gonna end, man. Now it's AI's gonna kill the world. What if AI is making us more human? How come people can't put things in that light, right? Maybe all the carbon dioxide is making the earth greener. Earth's been more greener in the last 15 years than it's been in the last 100. Because plants, suck carbon dioxide. What's with this, savior drama for your mama? Tired of it. This proves, and the point I want to make is, I'm in the game now. I'm able to put, let's watch the video one last time. We'll leave with the video. Okay. I'm in the game. I'm able to take this teaser video, and I am now contacting people in the industry to propose this idea. Which is, it's almost like a new job category, director of cinematic experiences, It's a field marketing, it's a hybrid field marketing position. And I had it in my head for like 10 years, but it took the sparring partner for it to be put in a form which can cut through, not just a form that articulates it. I need something that can cut through. All right, cut through the noise, and this has to be able to do it. I see it in the analytics, and it doesn't matter now if I'm able to realize any monetary gain from this. I'm in the game. All right, I can feel good because I'm in the game, and I'm contacting the people who have the power to turn this into a reality, and who can benefit like hugely from this idea. So I'm in the game, and for me, as long as I'm competing, hey, life is good. So let's check this out. I'll turn off the music, and then we'll end it after this. All right.